I gotta tell you, tonight was a lot better than what we saw from the Raiders Chargers at the very least. It was just, I mean, at least it wasn't a 63-21 game. I mean, the Saints tried making a comeback, but they could not get it done. I mean, they could not make enough stops. And I've been saying for a while to some of you watching, I was basically saying, look, Dennis Allen is one of the most, if not the most underachieving head coach in the NFL. I mean, that's my takeaway right there. But Puka Nakua, he's a star. I tell you what. I mean, who says you can't make stars from the fifth round? I mean, anybody that tells you you can only find stars from the first round or the second round of the NFL draft obviously has not watched enough pro football. I mean, luckily for the Saints, their playoff hopes are still intact, of course, but they do need the Buccaneers. Well, I mean, they don't necessarily need the Buccaneers to lose to the Jaguars this Saturday. I mean, not this Saturday, this Sunday, excuse me. Can't talk day. I mean, they need them to lose. Well, I mean, they might that could help, but it would be cool if the Saints can beat the Buccaneers head to head next Sunday on New Year's Eve. That would be terrific for sure. I mean, right now it's the Buccaneers and the Saints in a dogfight for the NFC South. I mean, the only team eliminated is the Panthers for, well, obvious reasons. Falcons are not yet eliminated, but they're getting there. But the Rams are in better playoff position, but I know someone that's not in a good playoff position on account of the Rams winning, the Seahawks. Yeah, I mean, when you look back at the Seahawks, now they got swept by the Rams, but for those who hadn't watched earlier this year, it was in week 1 against the Rams, September 10th. Then you see that they got swept by the Rams in week 11. So that's not good for the Seahawks. And obviously, what they're going to need is to win out. They're going to need to win out against the Titans. Then they got to beat the Steelers. Then they got to beat the Cardinals. But what do they need the Rams to do? Well, they kind of need the Rams to fall apart against the Giants on New Year's Eve, or they need the 49ers to kind of get the job to do it for them. But just not sure if that'll happen. Not saying it can't, but we've seen stranger things happen, especially in NFL playoff history. I mean, no worries there. But if you ever want to be in a good position in the playoffs or at any point in the regular season, don't put yourself in a position where you need somebody to win or lose. You don't do that, especially your rivals. That's a big no-no. But I will say, though, on the bright side, Al Michaels got to call a better game than he did last week and weeks earlier before, like, Bears Panthers, Bears Commanders. I mean, let's be honest here. You'd be a little unenthusiastic too if you had to call the Bears Panthers on Thursday night. I mean, good grief. And like the only thing people are talking about with Chiefs Broncos is Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. Oh my God, Taylor Swift. Not, oh my God, Patrick Mahomes versus Russell Wilson. But, it is what it is. I hope that next Thursday will be a better game for Al Michaels. I mean, he's had to call some pretty crappy games, and I hope he gets to call a good one. But unfortunately, that'll mean no Aaron Rodgers for the Jets. But, the Browns, they are in better playoff position, but they've been pretty unhealthy. They've had a lot of injuries, but they've been able to manage very well. I gotta say, I'm gonna give Coach of the Year award Kevin Stefanski, but that's another time for another day. But the Rams, I mean, I know people are just doubting the Rams because they had that bad year last year. And I told people, look, you're forgetting who's the head coach. Sean McVay is still the head coach. You're acting like he retired all of a sudden. I mean, you can't do that. You just can't do no. Mm-mm. I mean, I know 49ers, Seahawks are great teams. Don't forget about those Rams. No, that's a big no-no. Well, anyway, congrats to the Rams on a fine victory. And as for the Saints, I wish you a lot of luck against the Buccaneers and the Falcons. Well, who am I kidding? You'll have a better shot against the Falcons, but the Bucks game, that's a 50-50 game. I don't know who I'm taking in that game, but I'll know by next Wednesday or Thursday. But I will say, if you like this type of content, like, comment, subscribe to @JacksonJohnson979 on right here on YouTube. And you can also check out some of my latest episodes of the Jacksonian, including last Friday's episode with Spencer McLaughlin. And I also have some content with Sports Talk with Austin, where we go over the New Year's Six bowl predictions. And we also go over the playoff predictions, where we give our take on Alabama, Michigan, in the granddaddy of them all, and Washington, Texas in the Sugar Bowl. And until next time, this is Jackson Johnson wishing you a good night. Sleep well, stay safe, and stay warm. It's cold out.